crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I. Hello everybody, welcome to today's lesson. I am here in Stavanger, Norway, very far away, and I'm going to bring you one of the coolest versions I know of how you can spice up a song and make it really cool. And this is going to work on a lot of different things that you can take to other songs as well, like your ability to melodify a chord progression, the ability to use chucks, the ability to use different grooves and improvisation in a chord progression. You can do a lot to play around with. So the bottom line is, if you want to impress people with your guitar skills, this is the arrangement that you want to learn. It will take a bit of time to nail it perfectly with the right groove and rhythm, but once you have it, it's going to be all fun. Let's begin. First of all, what I want to show you is the chords that we are going to use, and the chords are pretty simple. It's 6 chords. Some of them are basically identical but in different place, and we're going to first start with the C sharp major 7. These are all bar chords. The next one is C7. The next one, F minor 7, which goes down a half step to E minor 7, and another half step down to E flat minor 7, and then A flat 7. That's all we got. Sometimes you will not even use this E minor 7 because it's more of a passing chord between the F minor 7 and the E flat minor 7. So you can either play, or you can just, without using this E minor 7. Anyway, so these are the chords, and also feel free, if you are singing along and you feel that it's a bit too high for your voice or a bit too low for your voice, feel free, since these are all bar chords, so you can easily just choose to play different bar chords. For example, if you take everything half step down, it's going to be easier to sing if you got a lower voice. And let's begin. We're going to now break it down for you. And basically, while there's a lot of free play in what you can do inside this chord progression that I'm going to show you, there is basically 2 versions of it. One is what I will call the melodic version, and the other one is the non-melodic version. And it's very simple because the melodic to differentiate, because the melodic version is the one where we melodic version is the one where we pick this chord in a way that creates a really cool melody. And the non-melodic version is more simple, and this is where we're going to start because the melodic version is built on it. And the non-melodic, sounds like this. And it's still super groovy and super cool, even if you just play it like this for now and you still don't get into the melodic version. And the cool thing is that you can mix around with these 2 ways. For example, I like to play the intro and the first verse with the melodic way, and then in the chorus I just switch to the non-melodic way and just add some more groove to make things a bit different and to make the song more interesting to the ears. So it's going to sound, for example, the intro. I melodify it, and then also the first verse. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all. And also I play all of the verses like this, but then in the choruses I move to just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I. So let's start, and first of all I want to show you rhythm-wise what we're going to do with our left hand and the chords that we are going to do. So basically, if we divide this chord progression into bars, it's just 4 bars that repeat themselves, and it goes like this. Each bar is going to be on a count of 4. So that means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the last bar, we basically repeat the same chord progression, or very similar to it, twice. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all. But in the second time, we just stay for a whole bar on this F minor 7. So again, here's how it's going to be with the count of the bars that we are going to play, and then I'm going to show you what the right hand is doing, and you also have the tabs in front of you, and it sounds like this. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. And now with a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the progression. And now here's what we're going to do with the right hand. First I'm going to show you the most basic way, and then I'm going to show you a couple of tricks to spice up even the non-melodic way. We're going to have a lot of freedom, as I said, inside this chord progression. So basically what we're doing is we're just using the thumb along with fingers 2, 3, and 4 at the same time. So we're going to pluck all of them at the same time, and then 2, 2. After we pluck all of them at the same time, we pluck again just on the treble string without the thumb, and then we're going to do a chuck. So let's practice those first 2 chords. So in these 4 chords, we don't chuck. We basically don't have time for this, unless we want to play it a bit differently, where we skip this passing chord. This is when we do play the passing chord, or if we skip it, so let's try to connect it together and play it again, and it's going to sound like this. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. And 2 cool ways to spice it up is, first of all, instead of just plucking all of the strings at the same time, what you can do is, in a very fast way, play this kind of pattern. So basically, very quickly you roll the thumb and then finger 2, 3, 4, but it happens so quickly that you don't really hear it like this, but instead you hear. So it gives it a bit more color. Another thing that you can do is to do a hammer-on with the pinky into the chords. Into the first 2 chords. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. So this is what we have here. And another thing you can play with, as I said, so we have three ways to play with it. The first one is to do this roll. The second one is to add a hammer-on. And the third one is when you play around with either you have the passing chord or you don't have the passing chord. And then you can play with the length of each chord here. Or played in a more straight way and not in a groovy way. And in a groovy way, so far this is the non-melodic way. And now once you have this one down, it's going to be relatively simple to melodify everything, because it's all simply built on a different picking pattern that we are going to use. The chords are the same, the timing is the same, the way that you're going to play the passing chord or not play the passing chord, it's all the same. The only thing we're playing around with is the picking pattern, and it's also only relevant to the first two and sometimes the first three chords. So okay, now I'm going to break it down for you the way that we're going to play the melodified version. So first of all, let's put this C sharp major 7 chord, and what we're going to do is, instead of plucking everything at once, here it is in slow motion, and then I'm also going to break it down out loud. So what I was doing here is basically, first of all, using a hammer-on, and the first two strings that I pluck are the bass string, which is the 5th string in the case of the C sharp major 7, along with the 2nd string, which I pluck exactly at the same moment where I hammer on. The next one that I pluck is the 4th string, and then the 1st string. And then after the 1st string there's a chuck, and then I pluck the 2nd string again. And this is basically the entire pattern, which just repeats itself over the next chord and the next chord. And the next chord. And now the last chords in the progression are not melodified. And again. Now you can notice that between the chords, I'm playing a passing note with my index finger on the 3rd string, just to connect between the chords. It's done. So what you want to do is to slow it down and work really slowly on it until you can get it in the groove and your fingers are working well and it sounds smooth and it sounds right. So here it is again, the melodified version. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I gotta spend some time with you. And now the chorus again in the non-melodic way. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Oh, just the two of us, you and I.